way, because GABC takes at least 60 to 90 days before they can issue the license. And that's when that's why it's made for like a 6-month period. It's called a maintenance contract for selling alcohol and liquor. So necessarily we're going to use his sales tax ID, we're going to use his license. We are just managing it.
But this should
Unfortunately, our ordinance says it is not transferable.
Marvin, why can't we approve this, not using the drive-through, and then have him go work on his drive-through issue, and it'll come back to us?
You can do that, yeah. Sure.
I thought that'd be the thing to do.
I have a question. If I was able to get him and Lions Club together, and they agreed that it would be okay with them, could he come back here without going to P&Z?
Well, the P&Z is there for a reason, so for us to just
I get it.
undercut them,
I've been on boards.
doesn't make sense to me, but there's the chair.
Well, I think we didn't know why they were.
The thing about P&Z basically is that we go through and kind of get everything in alignment for y'all to make the decision.
Right.
If y'all don't like the decision that we came up with, then you get to make your own. What I'm hearing in here and what the members were talking about that evening is it's kind of twisted around.
Okay.
You know, which I really don't understand, because I thought that you understood that night where we were going with the operation, okay? And we also told you that it's a recommending board. Marvin, would you share with everybody how we voted and all of that stuff, and what were the particulars on it?
It voted 5-0, but with the condition that it would not be permitted through the drive-through window.
That's right. And
No drive-through or just the alcohol? That's what's got me confused.
Just selling the alcohol through the drive-through.
So you can still have a drive-through?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't think that.
No, you couldn't have a drive-through.
Okay. That's what I was there.
And we also had, the Lion Club members didn't want that traffic back. So that was one of the things, like when you get a piece of paper that's given to us, that other citizens can comment about it and say rather for it, rather against it, and memos on that.
That's where that came.
And the Lions Club definitely did not want it. It was, signed by their president, wasn't it, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim, so that kind of, I hope, brings it up from here. We made our decision on limiting, and we made that very strongly that evening with this gentleman.
And I think the reason that it never was allowed for the drive-through, how would we monitor whether they sell alcohol or something else through there?
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to, so therefore there's no drive-through.
Yeah.
So what's the issue with selling alcohol through a drive-through? Is that a city thing? Is that our city ordinance?
No, it's not.
What,
But I mean,
where's that coming from then?
Texas passed it during COVID.
Yeah, where's that coming from?
Do that.
Northside Drive has
Yeah.
a drive-through.
They have a cowboy on Main Street that they have police officers guiding that over there.
Yeah,
I don't think it's down there. I think it's drive-through.
We're cutting off a lot of money for sales tax if our city is not allowing people to sell alcohol through a drive-through that the state of Texas allows.
no, our city doesn't forbid it through a drive-through. This particular decision was made because of the location of the traffic going
So
through
we're
there.
talking about drive-through period, not what they can and cannot sell.
Yeah.
You're confusing that the way you were saying.
The way we're saying is one of the habits that you can't have alcohol.
I'll make it clear.
Yeah, please.
We're not permitted to have a drive-through, period.
Regardless of, yeah.
Regardless,
So that's the-
they can do the alcohol and have done it 4 or 5 times.
And that is what we said that evening.
Yes.
So we weren't just picking on the alcohol aspect.
It keeps being said in a way where it sounds like
But
you have
James,
to.
at your meeting, Jim signed the piece of paper, they didn't want it. Was there much testimony given behind that, or was it just a piece of paper?
It's just a piece of paper.
Just a piece of paper. There's nobody there.
No.
So, but of course, I remember, because I was on P&Z board, at a lesser rate, back there when those problems developed and when we all, including y'all, voted on that very same thing.
No, that was the old board. That was the old
So,
board, not
Marvin,
ours.
what's the specific issue for the council right now that they are making a decision on?
Well, liquor store. Transfer of...
Everything's under a special use permit. This district is C2. They can have on-premise or off-premise in there, but it has to be approved by special permit. First recommended by the planning and zoning, and then finally by the city council. And the P&Z has recommended several times, ever since 3 or 4 times ago, that there would not be a drive-through window here because it was the traffic and because it was so, how would we monitor where it goes, what they sell? Just to tell them they can't sell that out of there?
So right now,
We
the
couldn't control
council's
it.
just deciding basically whether to give them an SUP for,
Right, that's what
Well,
they
they don't
decide.
know.
It just won't be with a drive-through window.
If you look at it, the drive-through doesn't look like a normal drive-through.
no, it doesn't.
Where is the drive-thru? Because I'm looking at it on Google Maps, and this is...
It's on the, well, it may not even be there, it's been gone for so long. Yeah, that's business, but it's like a funny uphill curve.
It's a little train.
You can't really go around the building either, right? And you have to go around, like I was saying, to make that U to get to that.
Okay, so we're voting on we need a motion to grant them a...
Get out. Another question, Marlon. This says 18 parking spaces. There's 18 parking spaces.
That's counting 6 under the canopy and all of the parking around there and in the back.
All right, but we, at one point, verified that number.
Yes, we did.
Okay. And you realize there's some specific, rules about no advertising alcohol or tobacco from public right of way and outside music and all that. Okay. Because some of those are unique to our city, and that's why I want to make sure you're aware of them.
And there's a lot of signage there that's illegal that's there now, and I want that to be corrected.
Yeah.
Well, just
Or just in general.
just signs are one of the things I've been complaining about. That's one of those places that has a bunch of posters and more signs you're supposed to have and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And so Mohammed, if you don't know this is the EDC president. So...
I will introduce myself and get you a card, and I'll be happy to help you with these things.
Sure.
I'm very pro-business.
we were actually talking about it on that meeting, that, for a grand, opening or something.
I'm the guy you can talk to.
But, one of the things I think I'll clear myself, why that drive-through question you raised up, because, I heard that, even with like everyone, I also got confused, though I know like where was the decision that it's permitted drive-through, but not for alcohol. That's why I was trying to push it, because I thought, okay, in the beginning I said like, I don't know the city process, nothing. So when I heard, okay, the drive-through is permitted, but not the alcohol. So that's the moment I decided, okay, maybe we can get it done. So that was all my reasoning or my intention behind, like,
Now you understand there's no drive-through. There's no drive-through. As if it doesn't even exist.
yes, I have to separately work on that one.
At this point, it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
We're going to decide on the alcohol issue only.
Yes, yes.
At this point, you can't use the drive-through for any purpose.
Yes,
Sure.
Any other, questions or, discussion on this item before we close?
Okay, anybody else want to speak? Any other?
Oh, is anyone else?
Just on the building permit side for the future, if he, as we do any new construction, if he comes up with a traffic plan and improvements to the building to make this work, then he can present it to the city staff, and the city staff will look at it, present it to the planning and zoning at that time. But as far as just a hand or any kind of things from the past, it needs to be a traffic study, and if you redesign the new entrance or anything like that, put it all together, bring it to city staff, we can guide you, and that's the process that you would need to do.
Yeah.
Just to add on that one, actually, the existing drive-through, I don't know how did it work, but if we consider that route, the drive-through is going to be on the passenger side. So even we try,